Hello, everyone. Today, we stop talking about theory and start building. We are going to walk through a complete applied machine learning pipeline. We will take a raw data set, process it, build a model, and actually generate predictions. Our goal is to move from a simple CSV file to a deployed solution that solves a real engineering problem. Here is the workflow we will follow. It is a 7-step journey. We start with data understanding and importing. Then we move to exploratory data analysis, or EDA, to understand what we are looking at. Next is pre-processing, where we clean and scale the data. Then comes the core, model training, using linear regression. We follow that with evaluation, checking our error metrics like R² and RMSE. And finally, deployment, where we export our results for the client. Let's look at our case study. We are solving a geotechnical problem. Our goal is to predict the unconfined compressive strength, or UCS, of unsaturated cemented soils. We have 3 input features, or X variables. First, cement content, the percentage of binding agent added. Second, suction, measured in megapascals, representing the soil water potential. Third, dry density, measured in grams per cubic centimeter, representing how compact the soil is. Our target, or Y variable, is the compressive strength in megapascals. The machine must learn how the first 3 variables influence the strength. Step 2 is setting up our digital toolkit. We import pandas for data manipulation. Think of this as Excel for Python. We import NumPy for numerical calculations. And we import Matplotlib or Seaborn for visualization. In the code on the screen, you see the command pd.read_csv. This loads our geotechnical dataset into a format Python can understand, called a DataFrame. Then we use data.head to peek at the first few rows. Step 3 is exploratory data analysis. Never train a model on data you haven't looked at. We use the command data.info to check for missing values. In this dataset, we have 96 entries and fortunately 0 missing values. We also use data.describe. This gives us the statistical summary. For example, looking at the table, we can see that cement content ranges from 0% to 8%. Suction has a wide range, from 3.29 up to 286 megapascals. Understanding these ranges is crucial for the next steps. Step 4 is data splitting. This is the most important concept for validation. Imagine you are studying for an exam. You cannot use the final exam questions to study or you would cheat. Similarly, we split our data into 2 sets. The training set, which is 80% of the data, is used to teach the model. The testing set, the remaining 20%, is hidden from the model. We use it only at the very end to see if the model actually learned anything. In Python, we use the function train_test_split to do this automatically. Still on pre-processing, we need to talk about feature scaling. Our variables have very different units. Cement is a percentage, 0 to 8, but suction is in megapascals, up to 286. If we don't fix this, the model will think suction is more important just because the number is bigger. We use a technique called standardization, or z-score normalization. This scales all variables so they have a mean of 0 and a variance of 1. It creates a level playing field for the math inside the algorithm. Now, step 5, model training. We're using linear regression. This algorithm tries to draw a straight line or a hyperplane in 3D that best fits our data points. In the code, we initialize the linear regression class and call the fit method. This is the moment the machine learns. It finds the mathematical equation connecting cement, suction, and density to strength. On our training data, the model achieved an R-squared score of 0.74, meaning it explains 74% of the variance. Step 6 is the moment of truth, evaluation. We take our trained model and ask it to predict the strength for the testing set, the data it has never seen before. We look at two metrics. First, the R-squared score. It dropped slightly to 0.67. This is normal. Models usually perform a bit worse on new data. Second, the RMSE, or root mean square error. It is 0.58. This translates to the real world. On average, our prediction of soil strength is off by plus or minus 0.58 megapascals. Depending on the engineering tolerance, this tells us if the model is safe to use. Finally, step 7, deployment. A model sitting in code is useless. We need to deliver results. We generate a final data frame comparing the actual values from the lab against the predicted values from our AI. As you can see in the table, for the first sample, the actual strength was 5.0, and our model predicted 5.1. That's a very close match. We save this to a CSV file to share with the site engineers. This completes the cycle from raw data to actionable insight. You have now seen the full life cycle of a data science project. From understanding the soil properties to exporting the final predictions, you have the roadmap to build your own models. Thank you.